welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. I'm here with yet another new update from Salesforce for Salesforce Flows in the Summer 24 release notes that they have just shared. And I am happy. I'm really happy because this is a really good update. Now, what is it about? Let me just give you a scenario. Not suppose, of course, you all must be working in some organization. So, in your organization, you get a client who is asking for a screen where he can search for accounts, and when he select one account, then all the related context and opportunity for that account should be displayed, and he can view all the details that he want to see for that related context and opportunity. Okay, now I have 3 flows created in front of you to show how it is working. Okay, so now this is the one you're seeing is the old version of how we used to create our flows, right? Here what I have done is, let me just give you a overview of how it is looking here. Okay, let's run it first. Okay, so here as you can see, I have a lookup field here for searching for account's name. Once I clicked on an account, I will click on next. And here I have the related context and opportunity for that account, right? These are 2 data tables that I have used, and this is the flow that we are talking about. Now this flow has a lot of components, lot of unuseful components as well. Let me just show you what we are doing here. I have added a screen component here where we are adding that lookup field for account. Then we have added a get record element for getting context and opportunities. Then we are checking if the context is null, and if it is not null, we are assigning it to a variable. Same we are doing for an opportunity. If it is not null, then we are assigning it to a variable, right? Now we have a screen element here, and in this I have added 2 data tables, and the data table is having the get records collection that we have gotten before, and the visibility is set based on the variable that we have added. Okay, but this is a very old way of doing it. Now let me show you the second flow. Okay, this is the second flow. This is less complicated. This has less components than this one. This has a lot of components. Now in this looks fresh and clean and compact, right? This is having the exact same output as the previous one. Let me show you here. Account name same as the previous one. Let me select my account. I click on next, and I have same data table added here with the contexts and opportunities. Now what is different here, I have used Subflow here. Okay, so basically for repetitive tasks you can create, and you must create, this is a best practice, that you create an Autolaunched Flow and then you use it as a Subflow. Okay, so here's what I have exactly done. So all of this is added in this flow. Now for this flow, what we have done is we have added an Autolaunched Flow, and all the repetitive tasks we have added in here, like getting the context and opportunity. Okay, and now in this one I'm just adding a Subflow, and the Subflow is referencing to the Autolaunched Flow that we have created. That's why this is less complicated. Now if this is doable, why we are here, what new update we are talking about, let me just show you a new flow that I have created. This, you see the beauty here. We have only one component, and this is doing much better. This is giving much better output than these 2 flows. Don't believe me? Let's just go here. Let's go to the preview of this one, and this is what it looks like. Now let me add the account name, and instead of clicking on next, we have a new beautiful button here. It is the action button which Salesforce has given us in Summer 24. What it does, it just gets your data right here. So when I click on the button, I have the context related to that account, and I have the opportunity related to that account as well on the same page. Okay, Salesforce has given us this action button so that we can call an Autolaunched Flow in the screen component itself. In the same screen, you can see the account name. You just have to click on the button, and it will automatically call the same flow that was added in the previous flow, and here you see the result on the same screen, right? User doesn't have to click on the next button. It saves users time. It gives a better user experience. It gives you all the data on one page, right? Now let's go back to the flow. and look at the flow. We just have one screen component which has all of this covered, right? Instead, if you look here or if you look here, this is a big no-no for sure. But if you look here as well, of course, we have called the same Autolaunched Flow. But you know what is the difference? That Autolaunched Flow is not in the same screen. And because of that, now we have added a new screen to add the data table. So it has two screens and one subflow, which is calling that Autolaunched Flow. And this one flow right here after the Summer 24 release has just one screen component, which is having a lookup field, which is having an action button, which is calling the Autolaunched Flow. That we have two data tables in which we are getting the output of that Autolaunched Flow from this button itself. Isn't it amazing, right? Now, if you're still thinking, why do we need that? The user doesn't have to click on the next button. It saves users time. It gives them a better experience. It gives you all the data on the same page. It gives you more detailed information because the account name is also there and the data tables of that account, like related contexts and related opportunities, are on the same page, right? Also, don't forget, this is just a simple example. It's upon your imagination and your requirement how you are going to take benefit of this action button right here, which can call a subflow for you, okay? Now, without any further ado, let's dive straight into our org and create this beautiful flow. Okay, now we are not going to create the Autolaunched Flow again. I will just give you a quick overview of what elements are in here, okay? Now, first we have a get record element in which we are getting all the contexts associated with the account which we are going to search for using the lookup field. Okay, so the object is contact, and in the condition we have added if account ID equals to account ID. This account ID is just a text variable that we have created. Now, here we have added all records. We want to have all the records, right? And to store the data, choose fields and assign variables. Here, this contact record is a record collection variable for contact object, which will store all the contacts that we get from the get records element. Okay. Now for fields, I'm specifically adding the fields I want to use in that flow. So what I'm doing is ID is by default, first name, birthday, and email I have added from here. Okay. Now, this is just a null check because we want to check if the context list has some records or not. We have one boolean variable for it, and this is a decision element in which we are checking if the context get record element has some records or not. Okay, so we are checking not null, and for not null we are adding if the contact records record collection variable is null equals to false. If it is false, then in our boolean variable we are assigning, so our variable name is var1. This is just a test variable, so I have created it very quickly. var1 equals to false. Okay, so if the contexts are not null, var1 will be false, right? Now let's go here. Here we are doing the same thing for opportunity. We are getting all the opportunities related to the account, the same account ID variable we are using. And then here we are selecting all records, choose fields and assign variables. This get opportunity is a record collection variable of opportunity object, which will same as context save the records we are fetching from get opportunity get record element. Okay. Now for fields, I have added close date, name, and stage name. You can add whichever field you want to show to the customer or to the client. Okay. I've added these three fields. Now the same we check for contact, we will check for opportunity if the opportunity collection variable has something or not, right? Because it doesn't have something, we don't need to really show the data table to the user. That is a bad user experience. Now here we are checking the same thing. If get record get opportunity element record collection variable is null equals to false, then we have another boolean variable var2 for opportunity, which is setting to false here. Okay. Now in this flow, we are just getting the contacts and opportunities related to the account. We are using the account ID variable, which is a text variable, which is empty right now. We have just created it, and from our flow with the action button, we will send the account ID here. Okay. Now let's just come here. Okay, so this is our auto launch flow, which is already done. Now let's create our hero flow, which will be a screen flow. Let's click on the new flow button. Let's close this one, we don't need it. Okay, so flow interface has changed. Now it will ask you if you want to start from scratch or use a template. Of course, we want to start from scratch, and we want a screen flow because it is about a screen component, right? Now here, first of all, you need to add a screen component. Add the screen component name. Let's name it search account. And first we need a lookup field, okay? Drag a lookup field here. We will add the name, API name. Now this is saying field API name. That means from whichever object you are adding this lookup field, it needs the field API name from that object, okay? So we are getting this account list from contact object. So the API name for account in the contact object will come here. In contact object, the API name is account ID. So we are adding that. Now here it will ask you to add the label of that field in the contact object. So in contact, accounts label is account name. If you don't remember it, you can go to the object and you can just check and verify. Let me just show you from here. If I go to contact and here, fields, the first field you will see account name, the field label and account ID. This is the lookup to account, okay? And this is the same that I have added here. Now for object API, we will add contact because that is our object API name. Maximum selection will be 1 and that is it. You can add it as blank. Okay, now comes the main part. We have to add a hero, which is action button. So this is the action button element that we have. This is basically a beta version now. This is not generally available. Let's just drag it here after the account name lookup. Okay, now let's configure this action button. Let's add an API name here and name it contact opportunity. Okay, and the label of the button will be get contact and opportunity. Okay, this looks fine. Now it comes to the main part, which is action. Now in action, it will ask you which Autolaunched flow you want to call. If you will click here, you will have all the Autolaunched flows list that you have in your organization. This is the Autolaunched flow that we have created here. Let's just go here back again. Now you to set input values, okay? So remember the account ID field, account ID variable we have created for their condition. We just have to send the account ID from here. Let's click on include and let's add account lookup. This is the same lookup here and record ID. So you can send either record name or record ID. Record ID is unique. So we are sending that. Now for output, if you will click here, you will see all the output variables that are there. So all the variables that are set to available for output will be there. Let me just show you here. So these record collection variable, sorry, I just missed this point. When you create the record collection variable, you have to make it available for output. Whatever variable you want that reference flows to see, you have to set it as available for output. And if you want to enter something from that flow to this flow, then you have to set it available for input. For example, this account ID variable we have created here is set to available for input. So what it does is it just gets the account ID here where we have added available for input. The account ID will be coming in the set input values. All the other variables are available for output and not input, so they are coming here. Okay, so that var1 and var2 we have created to check if it is true or false, that are coming here as well because that are available for output. Okay, so just go here. I will just show you quickly. This is available for input. var1 boolean variable is for output. var2 boolean variable is also for output, and the same as get opportunity is available for output. Okay, so if you want to remember, if you want to send something from the main flow to Autolaunched flow, you have to make the variable available for input. If you want to get something from that Autolaunched flow to the main flow, then make it available for output in your Autolaunched flow. Okay. So now the action button is added, the lookup is added. What we need is data table. Let's drag it here. Let's name it context. Okay, use the label as data table. Now for source collection, we will get the contact record collection variable from the Autolaunched Flow to the main flow, and how we are able to get it, because it is available for output. Okay, so we can reference it in our main flow. In the source collection, just go to this screen action, results, and you see contact records and get opportunity. Both record collection variable are here. For contact, we will select contact records. Okay, now in configure rows, we will select view only, because the user only wants to see the record to do anything. Okay, now we will configure column, because of course without column data table is nothing. Let's add first name. Done. Remember, you can only add the columns that you have added from the Autolaunched Flow. Here, let me just show you. If you go back here, remember you have added all the fields that you want for output. Okay, you can only reference those fields. If you will select any other field, the data won't come up. Okay, so now we will select birth date, and the third one we select email was there, right? So we will select email. Okay, now for component visibility, do you remember we have two variables here, var1 and var2, in which we are setting false if the record collection variable is not null, and these variables are also available for output, so we can reference it in our main flow. In the main flow, we will do one thing. var1 was for contact, so go to the subflow, results, go to var1 equals to false. If var1 boolean variable is false, that means the record collection variable is not null, and we want to show the context only if the record collection variable is not null, right? This is done. Now let's create a similar data table for opportunity. Okay, use label as same. Now in source collection, we will select the subflow, result, and we have the get opportunity. Configure rows, view only, and then configure columns. For opportunity, we have added close date, name, and stage name. So we will add the same column here. Oops, sorry. Okay, and for set component visibility, same as contact, we will go to Autolaunched Flow, results, and var2 we used for opportunity, so we will select var2 is false. If var2 is false, that means opportunity is there. At least one record is there for opportunity, right? These are our data table ready. Screen component is ready. Now let's click on done. So this is it. That is the only component we have added. Only one screen component and your flow is done. It is better than these two flow technically, automation wise, and also user experience wise, right? Let's just save it. Action button example, let's name it. And we will debug and check if it is working as expected. Let's run. So now here you have the lookup field to account. You will select an account, click on the get contact and opportunity action button, and your Autolaunched Flow will work, and all the contacts and opportunity related to that account will be there, right? Now let's do one thing. Select one more account which doesn't have any contact and opportunity. Click on the get contact and opportunity and you will see nothing. Why? Because we have added that boolean variables and we are adding that visibility factor. If the boolean variable is false, then only the data table will be visible. So that means it is easier for user to understand that yes, this account is not having any contact and opportunity, and if we select the account which has contact and opportunity, it will just update and the contact and opportunity will appear. Okay, so that is it. That was today's example. I hope you found this useful. Action button is going to be very useful in your organization. One, to make your flow compact, to make your flow easy to understand for other developers. Second, user experience wise, you get everything at one place. You don't have to click on the next button. It saves users time. It gives them better visibility to all the related records with the main parent record which has all the records, right? So this is overall better than these two that we were doing before Summer 24. So keep in mind that you have to use action button when it is required. That is it for today's video. I will see you super soon with another Summer 24 update. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.